Before the NES classic Bases Loaded, or the not-so-fondly remembered City Connection, Japanese developer Halico cut its teeth on a colorful maze game called Blueprint. Then Bally Midway bought the American distribution rights to the game and, as usual, took all the credit for it. However, try as it might, Bally couldn't disguise Blueprint's Eastern roots. This game's plot is just too damn weird to have been born in the USA. Try wrapping your head around this one. You're a vaudeville actor and your big-breasted blonde girlfriend is being hotly pursued by a sinister California raisin. Your only hope to defeat the grape rapist is to raid the homes in your suburban neighborhood for junk. Old high-top sneakers, metal pipes, discarded tubas, and whatever else you can find. Once you've got a good collection going, you'll put it all together to create the world's crappiest android, then use its hand cannon to nail the belligerent Barry with a bouncing basketball. Blueprint differs from other early 80s games in that your memory gets a workout along with your reflexes. If you burglarize a home without junk in it, or one you've already entered, you'll walk out with a nasty surprise, a lit bomb. The time you spend dragging that bomb to a hole is time the raisin gets to advance on your girlfriend, making it extremely important to know where you're going and where you've been. This focus on memorization was a hard sell to gamers used to more intense experiences like Robotron 2084 and Defender, which is probably why you've never seen Blueprint in an arcade. However, that didn't stop CBS Electronics and Commodore International from releasing home versions for the Atari 2600, 5200, and several home computers. The Atari 2600 game differs from the rest of the versions by placing even more emphasis on memorization. The locations of the mech pieces are briefly displayed at the beginning of each round, giving smart players an edge in their fight against the crazed raisin. The rest of the games closely follow the formula of the original. However, the Commodore 64 version is, a single word doesn't do the job, so let's try smashing a couple together. How's craptastic work for you? Maybe rectalicious? Yeah, you get the picture. It's slow, it's ugly, and the audio is well below the standards of the C64's cutting-edge SID chip. The Atari 5200 game and its identical XEGS counterpart are a lot closer to the coin-op, with the same Technicolor graphics and smooth gameplay. However, there's just one catch. After you've put together the mech, you can only fire one basketball at a time, and there's no way you can aim it. This wasn't really a problem in the arcade game, because your cannon fired a stream of orange orbs that pounded the rampaging raisin into jelly in a matter of seconds. However, when you've only got one basketball and your aim is worse than Shaq with glaucoma at the free throw line, chances are pretty high that your girlfriend is going to get swagged, no matter how hard you fight to prevent it. No, I don't know what swag means. I'm pretty sure it's not a good verb if it can kill both you and your girlfriend in a matter of seconds. So here's the bottom line. The Blueprint arcade game gets a 6. Sure, it's original, but those new ideas tend to work against it. A friend of mine once described an entirely different game as tedious and process-oriented, but it's also a good way to describe all the dropping and dragging you'll do while playing Blueprint. The 5200 and XEGS versions get a 7, just for being such accurate ports of the original. They lack some of the arcade game's luster, and riding the mech just plain sucks, but practically everything else is spot on. The 2600 game is just plain butt ugly, and memorization is a must, dropping its score down to a 5. Finally, there's a Commodore 64 game, which suffers from all the problems of the arcade game, plus a whole lot more thanks to a lousy port. It gets a 4, and it should be thankful for a score that high.
Mother's got a hairdo to be done. She says they're too old for toys. Stood by the bus stop with a felt pen in this suburban hell. And in the distance, a police car to break the suburban